1, 2, 3. There you go, Zay.
Can you? What are you doing? Gross.
That's gross.
Gross.
Skylar's a grody
Guys,
person.
Cole, you gonna introduce the podcast?
Skylar's left. I'm gonna wait.
Nah, screw him.
No, I'm
Welcome to
host.
the
I can wait if I
podcast.
want. Also, gotta wait for Zay to get done with
Okay.
his TikTok.
Oh, someone just sent me. My coworker
Damn it.
sent me videos. All
I
the
don't.
time.
I didn't even know if it's TikTok or not. I just saw a video and assumed.
Girlfriend?
Workers.
Co-workers.
How did you
Just hear
get
what he
girlfriend
wants.
and a
You just hear
coworker?
what he wants. It's called
But you
selective
said
hearing.
girlfriend. No,
Hello,
it's your-
everyone, and welcome to the Talking Rad Podcast. My name is Cole. I'm the host today, and I'm here with the other guys.
It is I, Skyla.
The other guys, that's a movie.
That's
With-
Mark and I'm Will.
Correct. And they drive around in a Prius.
So I will.
We're also a part of Dirty Mike and the Boys.
No, we're not, Sky. No.
Oh,
What are you eating?
we will
got it
have
from
sex in your
weed.com.
bed again.
I got it from
Come back here and have
saywe.com.
sex with my wife.
Today we've got a show for you today. We're doing something special, kind of. We're going to be going over our 3x3s for entertainment media. But before we do that, I don't know if you wanted. You want to plug your thing right now, Sky?
Guys, I made a video on Friday about Halo, the first one, Combat Evolved. I've always hated the subtitle, but I made one.
Wait, why?
But
I
it
just
makes
don't like it.
sense.
I know it makes sense, but like
Change
Halo's
shooter.
better.
We're just roasting Sky.
Change
Literally,
shooters.
just have it as Halo. And Bungie was pushing for that, but then I think it was Microsoft said, no, you need to have something else so it lets people know that there's awesome combat. And so they're like, okay, I guess Combat Evolved. So even Bungie was reluctant to put it there. Anyway, yeah, I made it about Halo, and it was a lot of fun. And there's a special guest on there, so watch all the way to the end, okay? Damn it, watch it all the way to the end. Thank you.
Don't make Skylar cry.
Don't make me
isn't-
cry.
Okay, wrap it up. This is an Oscar acceptance speech.
Did I sound like I was accepting a speech?
Well,
You were crying.
No,
Oh.
Sky, slip something very like a movement or a political.
Master Chief suit jacks him off.
Yeah.
No way.
Very
He
fitting.
did?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, Skylar. I didn't know you were on that side.
What have you told
I'm
the
more on the
special
Cortana
guest?
side, but he guess he's just on the suit
Cortana's in his suit, dog.
side.
What if you had the special guest say that? It's like, and yeah. And no, Master Chief shoot does not jack him off.
He
Don't worry,
probably
the
wouldn't have
nurses at the
accepted
med
it.
bay really took care of him.
Probably wouldn't have done that.
No, I was worried he
Damn.
wasn't gonna do what I sent him anyway, because it was so dumb.
But he pulled it off so well.
He did. I don't think I read it to you yet, Zay. I'll read you what I sent him, and it was like just the dumb.
It's something.
Yeah, go watch the video, guys. Go watch
the
it.
video. Well, today, before we get into our 3x3s, I think the 3x3s are probably going to take the entire time just because we're going to be BSing about the stuff in our 3x3s. So before we get there,
Just
let's
screw you, Thick.
let's
He didn't send anything anyway.
He
oh.
doesn't send anything anyways anymore.
My bad, I forgot
Cole,
about
do a
that
quick
part.
thick thoughts.
6 thoughts this week is driving to work can be fun, but it can also suck if Spotify is broken. Back to you, gamers. Literally, my
Also-
Spotify was broken on the way back home from work. It sucked.
Also, that would also suck because Thick usually just does the Uber Eats thing. So Spotify's broken.
He says his car's like a freaking oven, so he just sweats to death.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've got some special goodies. I got 2 things, actually. One of them is technically like an actual drink. The other one's... I was originally going to do just one of them, but I decided to do both of them because the one that is fitting for today's episode isn't really a drink. It's much more of a snack, but it's almost like a gusher, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. You'll just have to see. And I'm going to say before I open the box, I have not tried the drink, but I know what the other thing is, and I have tried them, and I like them. However, it's in either you like it or you hate it. So I don't expect you to eat them all. Just try one, I guess, and see what you think about it. The other thing, I don't know, you might like it, you might not. I don't freaking know what that tastes like. So let's go ahead and get started. What I have in this special box are these weird snacks called jubes.
I've heard of these.
You've heard of jubes before?
So, yeah. What do they look like?
They're little cubes.
I swear I've heard that name before.
I thought it was fitting because we're doing 3x3s today, and then these are like little cube snacks.
Oh, they're squishy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this like in liquid?
Yeah, it's very, I don't know how to describe it. We're just going to open them up and try them out. So there's 3 different flavors. Don't bother opening it just yet. They're really hard. I brought scissors. Okay. So there's grape flavor that we got today, and there's apple, and then, apple? Yeah, apple, and then melon flavor.
That one, I already know that one's going to be the best.
So I got those 3. My brother was actually down a couple weekends ago, and we had doubles of every one of them, but we ate a melon flavor, and so there's only one melon flavor.
You ate a whole thing of melons?
Well, we didn't eat the whole thing. I ended up throwing it away because I'm not sure if you can store it in the fridge after the fact.
Oh, it's lychee.
Coconut gel.
It's lychee.
Oh, that's not apple?
This lychee flavored jubes.
This just says original flavor, but I'm pretty dang sure it's melon because yeah, it says original flavor.
This is coconut water.
One's legit lychee.
I thought
it's the only one.
Wow, I thought it was apple. My
yeah,
bad.
there's no preservatives,
well, it is
so
apple.
I think you have to put it in the fridge.
No, it doesn't say apple at all.
So I'll say before
it just says
break
lychee
them
flavor,
open,
and then it says coconut gel, but it doesn't say anything about apple.
I'm gonna say before we break them open, my favorite flavor was actually the grape one. I thought the grapes were the best. I actually didn't like the green ones that much, and I don't think I've ever had the red ones. Maybe once, but I can't quite remember.
I'm
them.
gonna down the whole thing.
It says to pour content into a glass.
That's actually what we're gonna do. I brought glasses.
Oh, awesome.
I brought 3 glasses.
You ordered those from the website as well?
And I was thinking we would just pass them around. Maybe I should have just got 4 and we could just have our own each. But we could pass them around. I got spoons that we could like scoop them out and like toss them or like pick them up and throw them in our mouth or something.
I'm gonna get my own cup. I don't want to get you guys coldy.
Oh, we are gonna get our own cups, aren't we?
There's only
I only
3
had
there.
3. I had 3 for one for every
go another
flavor.
Cup, and then we can
Yeah, you'll get another one. I don't think we'll. Well,
and then we'll all have our own cups.
Because ideally, you don't drink them. That's why I brought the spoons. I don't think they're really a drinkable thing. I mean, you could do that, but like they get clogged in your throat. They don't really like drink. You chew those things.
Oh, I want to drink the juice though.
Oh yeah, you'll probably like the juice. So we'll do that, and then I guess if you guys whatever one you like, you can just have that whole thing for yourself. I got these 2. But the other thing I got that is actually a drink is Calpico. These are small little bottles.
Like a little shot.
Yeah, kind of.
Pediasure.
So, remember when I did that video of the Oyakodon on our Patreon?
Uh-huh.
So the guy in the video, he had this stuff as a drink, and he said it was really good. And I wanted to try it. That's why I got it. It says it's yogurty flavor. It's yogurty.
This is gonna be like a Danimal. It literally says the word
yeah,
yogurty.
I think it's like a Danimal. It's a good way to describe it. And I got 3 packages of these, and so we can each have 3 of our own bottles if we like them.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we got plenty of snacks today for the podcast. Here, just throw that in your cup for now.
Do you want me to pass them out? Or are we gonna do the drink first?
I say we do the jubes first and do like a little bit of a taste test, decide which one who likes what and all that, and then we'll also do the 3x3s.
Okay.
But Cole, I haven't had my.
Okay. So I'm gonna open up the grape one first, and each one of us can like scoop
But
one
Cole,
out of
I
there,
have not had my bar mitzvah yet.
and each one of us can just scoop one out of there and see if we like it or not. Okay. Well, I like I said, I know what the grape flavor tastes like. I liked the grape flavor, so I'm probably just gonna
Cop the grape flavor.
go ahead and scoop one out. Got a lot. I said just scoop like one for now, just so you know what it's like, and then just pick it up and eat it.
Do it all together?
Just grab one and eat it. I guess we can do it all together, but literally just grab one and eat it. I had scissors. Sure. Make it easy.
Whoa.
You don't really want to drink it. You definitely want to just chew the individual cubes.
That is interesting.
Grab one. Grab one.
This is interesting.
Yeah. He's just
How's the
going for it.
It says the the consistency of pineapple.
Yeah, it's coconut gel is like what it's supposed to be, whatever that means. Zay's just drinking it.
You know, like those things you could get at the yogurt places, the
I guess
little
I'm just gonna
balls,
do-
little balls you can put in there. Boba. Is that what this is? This is literally
Leaving
just
us
gel.
out.
Want some of these ones?
Some-
Try 'em out.
Want some apple?
So grape.
I've actually never tried these ones before. See what it's like.
This is too quiet. Let's make some
Grape is
stupid loud
grapey.
noises.
It's a very interesting consistency.
I don't think I like the red one that much. You
They tried one grape.
Already tried the grape.
I don't know. It's kind of like a fruit cocktail. Like, is what it reminds me of. What it looks like, rather. It's literally just white cubes.
The consistency of the cubes is the most interesting part in my.
Yeah. But they don't really taste like anything. Like, you get a hint of the flavor, and that's it.
Yeah, I think I still like the grape one the best.
The red one, the apple doesn't taste like anything to me.
Apple.
Whatever
Yeah, it's
it
not
is.
apple. Lychee.
Gucci?
Lychee. You can open the green one too if you want. If you guys want to try that one, here's the scissors.
I like it.
The water's fun.
They had a bunch of other flavors.
I think it's just. Oh shoot!
Yeah, it's fun to chew on them. I
I
think
like it.
they had a bunch of other flavors, but like
I
for
mean,
some reason, like the one I got only came with the 3 different flavors. Pour some in.
Was it expensive?
Oh,
I think drinking it.
grab
I
it
like
yourself.
drinking it better than eating it.
Yeah, me too.
I guess it kind of did work out as a drink then, because we're kind of just drinking it. When I ate them in the past, I didn't drink them like this. We literally like a couple people like we just passed the bag around, like grabbed one and threw it in our mouth. You don't like the green one?
The green one tastes so weird. It doesn't taste like melon.
I said
Creamy.
maybe it's melon flavor. I just assumed because like green and it's. I think
Cubes,
it's
they
from
can
Asia.
make great
What
lawyers.
does it say on there? Does it say
What
a
does it
flavor
say?
thing?
What kind of flavors does it say?
It says original.
It's original.
Whenever they say original, like in Asia, I think it means melon. That's why I assume melon flavor.
Is this Japanese product?
No, I think it's
Korean?
Asian.
Ugh,
though.
I
No,
can't
I
do
think it's.
It's got a weird aftertaste.
I think it's New Zealand.
It's different than the other ones.
That's not Asia. That's Australia.
It's still Asia.
That's
or-
Oceania.
Oh, Oceania. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think the grape one is actually my favorite too.
It tastes like vanilla.
Hey, that's a good, creamy whatever the hell is how I'm going to describe it. I do like the water.
So overall, interesting. I don't know if they're as good as I remember them being. For some reason, I remember them being like amazing. Like they tasted so good.
Nostalgia trip.
Maybe. But right now they're kind of just okay.
I'm going to be honest, guys. I can't do it. This isn't something I would ever get again. I just can't.
Like the consistency or the flavor.
Just the green one's flavor, not good. But the consistency as well. Like it's almost like I'm chewing on just a bland grape.
I like when you chew on them, the liquid squishes out of them. That's my favorite
Ooh.
part about them. I don't like
Guy's
it.
gonna throw up. Yeah,
Don't
the green,
throw up.
The green one's not that good. It might.
Remember
Did you
how
like
I
the
said
grape one or
I
the red
IMO.
one better?
Huh?
Did you like the purple or red better?
I really like the red. I thought
Oh,
purple
really?
was good too, though. I thought red was good.
Skylar is gonna throw up. Wow.
I don't know. These ones taste weird. This is kind of weird.
The green
Like I
one's
was
kinda
saying.
intense.
Like I was saying, you're either gonna really like them or just not like them at all. That's kind of how it goes, I think, with this stuff.
Eric, Sky, we passing the red.
Get back into the mic, Scott.
I have this thing when it comes to textures,
Yeah.
and some textures, and this being one of them, I just can't do. Like putting it in my mouth just isn't. My body doesn't like it.
The sloshies.
No,
Putting it in my mouth.
does it feel?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They're interesting.
So, do you guys want to bust these out right now and just try them out, or
Sure.
wait till later to bust them out?
Shots.
I think it's supposed to be like a Danimal. I think that's probably the best way. But I imagine they're gonna be sweeter, like and vanilla flavor, if that makes sense. Where Danimals are typically like very fruity, you know. I think this is gonna be like sweet.
Dude,
Trying to see if you're supposed to shake them. I don't know.
I'm not.
Jeez, that thing just like transformed when I handed it to Thane. Hands are a lot bigger than mine.
Yeah, like I said, if you like these, there's 3 for each of us because I got 3 of these bigger packages.
Oh, there's
of
a
4.
straw. It says put straws in there.
Oh, yeah, there's straws in here. Wow.
That green one makes my
Juice.
stomach feel.
Yeah, I don't like the green one.
Yeah, the green one
I'm
wasn't
not
good.
100%
Like I said,
sure
I
on
didn't
them,
like the green one at
but
all.
maybe they could throw my next party.
Huh?
I'm just making.
Making a lot of
Why?
intense jokes.
Yeah,
Does it say to
very
shake 'em?
bar mitzvah.
I'm assuming you probably do.
I shook it.
But yeah, the guy in the video said it was he thought of it as like a soda that's not carbonated. if
No,
that
it's
makes
not a
any sense.
barbecue.
It's kind of hard to break through.
I'll
My
stop
straw's
the
like
jube jokes.
smashing. I can't actually break through.
Whoa.
My straw's smashing before I can even open it.
Hey, commenter, make Jubes jokes. Commenters, make Jubes jokes for me.
It's a juicy cube.
The tasty?
It tastes like a melted ice cream bar. Like a
Calpico.
fruity melted ice cream bar.
Fruity.
Sounds
I
like
was not expecting
calcium.
fruity. You don't like it?
Not really.
Tastes like bleach.
I don't. I don't hate this. I'd rather have this than the jubes.
You know what smells?
This is definitely interesting. I wasn't expecting it to taste like this for sure.
Ah,
It tastes like melted sherbet, but like maybe watered down.
I don't know if it's. I don't think it. Ice cream.
I got a hint of cream in there.
It is surprisingly kind of fruity. I didn't expect
tastes
that.
like
What it tastes like, Thane?
sour. Tastes like milk, but not really sour milk. Like you put Sour
Like
Patch
fruity
Kids.
milk.
Like not like sours and it's gone bad, but you like put sour stuff in it.
You know what? I think Thane's right. That's what I'm getting. It's just like a fruity, creamy
a
flavor.
creamy milk or a creamy fruit juice is kind of what I think. Is it right? It's almost transparent.
Lemon and milk does not go good together. I guess it's not lemon.
Woo.
Well, that's it. It's lemon. It tastes like lemons.
Definitely fun to drink though. Like I don't think I'd ever want to like really drink them again, you know. But
It's like
This is-
lemon milk.
Wait, where's this product from?
Ironically, lemon and milk.
I think this is
not-
actually from Japan.
So this is honestly like probably like a little kid, like a Capri Sun.
Yeah,
Because you have the straw and you jam it through. This is legit like a Capri Sun.
Kick it, Jackie
Or I bet this is like a
Chan.
Capri Sun for Japan.
Yeah.
For kids there.
There's no nutritional facts, so I can't.
It's because
figure
it's
out
on
what's
the other bigger.
Oh, we should see what.
The longer I drink it, though, the more I like it.
Yeah, that was how it was for me too. I'm definitely the same. Water, sugar, non-fat dry milk, citric acid, natural and artificial flavors, cultured non-fat dry milk,
It's definitely
soy
creamy
fiber,
lemon.
sodium and citrate.
It's a cream lemon. Cream lemon. That's the name of a hentai.
Creamy lemon.
So I wanted to point out that where I got these things, specifically the Calpico, I bought it from this website. It was just called Wee, I guess. WEEE. But like, I paid, I think it was $5 for all 3 of these packages, free shipping.
Wow.
$5 for all of
$5
that?
and free shipping, and it came in this big old box.
$5 for all of that.
Not for the jubes, just these.
Well, it's
Oh,
just
how much are the
Asian,
jubes?
The
Hispanic
jubes were like $10 for all 6
groceries
packages.
delivered.
Not terrible.
No.
I was literally surprised by this one though. Like it was crazy how cheap it was. $5 for those, and then free shipping. Like the fact that it was free shipping, that's what got me. That was like
They
the
must
most
be
like
really
surprising.
cheap if they're able to do that.
Yeah,
You would think.
they must be. I didn't expect them to be
Mexican
this
Batman.
small when I bought them, but at the same time, like I mean, it makes sense because the price.
It says
right?
mini on it. You can get them bigger
Yeah.
versions.
They didn't have any other sizes on their website. Maybe they're just out of stock. I guess I don't know.
I don't know. That size was perfect for me though, because I don't know if I could have done the bigger boy.
Yeah, same.
Well, that's definitely interesting. Very unique. I know it's not like something we can just sip on
Do we
while we
rate
do
them?
the podcast.
Do we rate them?
Sure.
So the Jubes, I'm sorry, I'm giving them like a 2. I can't. 2 out of 10.
Okay, what's
They
the best
taste-
Jube?
What's the best Jube?
The purple's the best Jube, then the red one because it doesn't taste like anything, and then the green one's the worst. It's like leaves a very weird taste in my mouth. But they're all the same consistency. Yeah, I can't do it. I could never do that again. I'm sorry. That's a 2 for me.
What you think? What do you think about the Jubes?
Give you like a 5.
A 5. Get Jubed thing.
Which one's the best?
Those Jubes have robbed me again.
Which one's the best?
He's gonna keep going.
He's just gonna. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, just don't talk, Thane. Zay,
See
which
the
one? Which
what-
one's
the
your?
red? The red.
Red was the best,
Yeah.
Well,
and then they go.
They don't scare me.
I thought green was your favorite.
They don't scare me like back in the 60s.
All right,
Get
Zay.
it?
Can we like mute Thane's microphone
guy
for the rest of
keeps
the
going.
podcast?
He
Zay, what-
keeps going.
What do you rate the Jubes?
I think the red's the best one.
Like well, out of 10 though total, I guess.
Oh.
Just in general.
I like the consistency. That's probably my favorite part. I'm not crazy about the taste, but I like the consistency. So I'll give it like a 7 or 8. I could eat those cubes if they're just like
Oh, really?
plain, or if they're in something else.
Wow.
I could do that. It's coconut. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
What do you like? What flavor is the best? Red first.
Red, purple, green.
I'm Skylar's ranking. I like purple, red, green. But I'd probably give them like a 5 or a 6. I don't think they're anything great. For some reason, when I had them forever ago, they were awesome. They were like a 9. And
Maybe because
maybe
it was so new, or you didn't remember.
yeah, maybe it was like just because of the first time I had them. Maybe it's because it was just unique and I hadn't had anything like that before. But granted, this was like 4 or 5 years ago since I've had them. It was just fun, I guess. As for like the Calpico, like I was saying, it gets better as you drink it, and so like it wasn't terrible. It was very unique, very a unique drink for sure. I give it like a 6 or a 7 as well. I'll give it a solid 7.
I was gonna give it 6.
Asahi.
I don't think I'd ever drink it again, but it was better than the Jubes.
Asahi Super
Dave,
Dry.
what do you rate it?
Give
It's
him like
got
5
things-
seconds until
This is right here is a Japanese beer company,
Okay,
Asahi.
What do you rate it, Thane? Out of 10?
Rated 6.
Yeah,
Sour for me.
4 maybe.
4. That's interesting. Yeah, I was hoping they'd be better.
Asahi
but
Super Dry.
Knowing what I got, I knew it wasn't going to be something we're just going to like sip on the entire podcast. That's why I
Right.
wanted to do it at the beginning, I guess, and do it like an event.
That was
Anyway,
fun.
let us move on to our 3x3s. And so, if you don't know what a 3x3 is, I have this nice example that we can pull up.
Did you make that one you sent
Game
us in
Boy
the
Advance.
For
Discord?
example,
Yeah.
yeah, I made it.
You did make that.
Oh yeah,
What did
We
you
did
do? This
that.
random example.
You
yeah.
You can turn off.
I
the
was laughing.
webcam.
I was like, Cole, where did you
Example.
get this example?
Oh yeah. We can just turn this off.
That example he had was hilarious. I
There you
thought.
go. Okay, so this is our 3x3 example. I'm gonna explain what it is.
He's got the Bachelor on the DM.
What is this?
So essentially, what a 3x3 is usually it's your 9 favorite things of a certain like type of entertainment, whether it be video games, your 9 favorite games, or games, or like 9 favorite TV shows. But it's not necessarily your favorite. It's things that you like that influence the other things that you like, if that makes any sense. And we'll get into it. So say this person that made this 3x3, say these are the things that influence the stuff that they like. So they really like League of Legends, for example. Maybe they really like competitive games. Maybe they really like to just be mad all the time. They really
Hate their
like Justin Bieber's Baby album specifically.
This single.
Reminds
No, it's
him
a
of
single.
junior
That's
high.
the single. That's
That's
not even
the
his
single?
album.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
that was the album. My
No,
bad. So
that's-
they
that's
really
the single.
specifically
Even
like the
says
single.
featuring
Yeah.
Ludacris.
So maybe it's the fact that they like a little bit of the rap that Ludacris has going on, which, I mean, I don't know, but like maybe that influenced them to start liking other rap, or maybe they like the beats. I don't know. But that's what I'm getting at. Is a lot of like the stuff that we have is what influences what we like today.
You're not allowed to
phone that in.
yeah, that's how a lot of people got into Ludacris. It's like, yeah, dude, I became a huge fan of Ludacris through Justin Bieber's song with him, Baby.
Oh my God.
Like, obviously, this example isn't really supposed to be like an actual person. This is literally just random meme stuff.
But
I
it's
threw
funny.
up
You know,
there.
it's funny because I did play favorites. I just put a bunch of favorite stuff.
Like nowadays, I did a bunch of past stuff. That's why I took it
Yeah.
as.
You see, I think Thane didn't try. I think Thane just threw
I
up
really
stuff
didn't
that
do-
he really likes
He's
right
like,
now.
I really didn't do anything
sick of you
nowadays. I
narking
mean,
on
I still
Cole.
like it, but
Yeah.
like this is. I mean,
I think that's
it
a
would
good
be
way to look
different
at
if
it.
I did it nowadays, though.
Yeah, I
at
think-
least a little bit.
I think that's a good way to look at it, though. It's stuff you'd still like today, but you may not. It's still from the past, though. A lot of
Yeah.
times, because mine is a bit of everything. I've got stuff that I've done from the future and stuff I've done in the past. And let's just get into.
Yeah,
mine.
I did that too. You're right.
I'm gonna close out of this. I'm gonna go to mine. So this is my 3x3. We're starting in the middle. I've got Halo 3, and then it branches out to many other things. I'm just gonna go from the. I'm not gonna bother saying the middle until we get there. I guess we'll just do the top all the way down the bottom. So I got Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Soldier X by Don Wolfenson, the book, Pokemon Y, Halo 3, Fall Out Boys from Under the Cork Tree, a YouTube video by his account's name is currently Very Nice Person,
We
but
could
I
do
knew him as
YouTube
PS3 House
videos.
NDPL. And it's Modern Warfare 2 Nuke Busters Episode 1. And then Steins Gate, the anime, and then the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game was my last one I have on there.
Thing, would
I
you
know
have
it
picked
could be that broad by
Would you have
putting in
picked
YouTube
YouTube
It's
videos.
videos?
broad but
Would
very
you?
narrow.
Would you though, Thane?
I would have probably picked something really obscure back then, like McRoll or something.
The freaking the
Yeah.
See, this is why I told you guys 2 weeks in advance so you could actually think about it instead of BSing in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Thane.
Thane. You freaking hog.
If you want to, you could say other things that influence your choices on media when it's your turn, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, make some last minute changes.
I think I'll just wing it. I think I'll just really connect it because I'm pretty sure the stuff I chose, I can make connections.
Okay, well let it muster.
All right, so this is the way we're gonna do it. I'm gonna tell you about these things, and if we want to, we can like go into them. And I guess if you really want to know why, that's why it's up there or whatever. So I'm gonna start with Halo 3. Halo 3 is in the middle of my 3x3 because it's essentially the game that ended up making me the person that I am. If that makes any sense, like. When I was younger, I watched Avatar, or I played Zelda, and I played Pokemon as a kid, and I played Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid, but it wasn't until Halo 3 that I really was like, dang, I think this like nerdier side is kind of what I want to do with my life. I like video games, I like these kind of things, and that's where I went with it. Halo 3 is really the game that did that for me, mostly because of Xbox Live and playing with friends online, custom games, and things like that. Honestly, if it wasn't for Halo 3, I probably wouldn't even be here, which is crazy to think about. So I'm going to look back up to the top, though, and starting with Zelda Wind Waker, honestly, it's mostly because of nostalgia, and I've got so many memories of playing this game. Not specifically me playing it, but watching my brother play it. And there's a lot of, like, I think a lot of the way I view things nowadays is because of watching my brother play Wind Waker. I think it's what eventually ended up in me watching a lot of Let's Plays and eventually getting into content. And we'll get down, this video specifically is really where that kicked off, but we'll get to that in a second. And so Avatar is very unique to me because as a kid, I watched it week by week as it would come out and everything. And I really enjoyed it just for what it was. I mean, I thought it was just a fun show. But it's interesting because it's like the only thing that as a kid I saw it in one way and as an adult I see it another way. Because I think of Avatar now as one of the greatest TV shows ever made. And as a kid I didn't even think about what was a good TV show or not. But Avatar really does a lot of things good. It does so many things that wasn't done at the time and even still isn't done today that is just well done. Specifically things like with pacing and good characters and unique characters and everything and all that. By the way, if you guys ever want, you can just stop me and ask me a question or anything about this. So the next one was Soldier X, the book. Now, this is one of my very obscure picks, and I was thinking about it originally. this was going to be Kaguya-sama Love is War, the manga, but I swapped it to this because I really started thinking about, like, why do I like stories in general? And I think it's because of this book. I read this book originally in 8th grade, and this book was probably the first thing that I actually, like, went through that I realized, like, wow, I like stories and storytelling. This is really, really fun. And to put it, like, in a simple way, this is the way I describe it, is, like, it gave me the feels. And if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. But if you don't, it's like when you feel for, like, fake things, I guess, or fake characters or a fake story. This is the first thing that really did that for me, was giving me the feels.
Never heard of this book.
Yeah, it's very. I don't think most people have. I think I brought it up on the podcast like once or twice, but that's about it. My 8th grade English teacher showed it to me, and I read it.
Can you give a brief 2-line summary?
Yeah, I'll do that. So the synopsis of Soldier X, like a very short one, is this guy his name is Eric Brandt, and he was a German soldier in World War II. I think he was like 16 or 17 when he got shipped out. Anyway, he goes into the front lines, and during the fight, the Russians take over, and eventually they go push past where he is in line. He gets knocked out during the fight, and he wakes up amongst all these dead comrades of his, and also Russians as well. And he's got a background in Russia. His grandparents are Russian, and on his like mom's side, and his dad's side's German. That's why he's in Germany. And so he looks over and sees a dead Russian. He puts on the Russian's uniform and pretends like he's a Russian for the rest of the book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just to protect, just so he doesn't die.
Yeah, and obviously he's really wounded, so he ends up in like a hospital, like medic place, and he meets a girl, and it's great, and it's a fun story. I really, really enjoy that. It's honestly, that's what really gave me the feels though for the first time, and that's why I think, like I was saying, this is why I like just storytelling in general.
Is it like All Quiet on the Western Front?
I've never
I read
heard that
one in high school. That one really got to me. I was like, oh damn.
I'll have to read that one
Really?
now.
One of the best war books ever.
All right, so the next one is Pokemon Y. Now, specifically, I have Pokemon Y on here, not just Pokemon like Red or Blue, like the first ones I played, but specifically Y. Because as a kid, of course, I played Red, Blue, or I played Red and then Crystal and then Sapphire. And then I took a break. I didn't play any of the Diamond, Pearl, Platinums. I didn't play Black and White 1. I picked up White 2 because my buddy Jake kind of convinced me to get a 3DS and pick it up. And when I bought that, I also bought Soul Silver, but I really didn't play them all that much. Other than I played a bit of White 2. I don't think I finished it then until after Pokemon Y came out. Then I went back and finished White 2. So when Pokemon Y came out, I remember being super excited for it and super hyped because it was the new one that was coming out. It wasn't like me trying to jump onto the train after it had already left. And so I was getting ready for this new game, getting excited, watching the spoilers, the leaks that would come out, everything that came out about this game. And when it came out, I was really into the Let's Plays that people were doing on it. I was a little bit into shiny hunting. I didn't really do much shiny hunting myself, but I'd watch a little bit of it on Twitch. But the thing that really got me, I think, hooked on Pokemon, specifically from Pokemon Y, was the competitive battling. When this game came out, like, I really didn't know much about competitive battling, but I really wanted to. And I did a ton of it during the X and Y era, and then the remakes Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire right after that. And I think because of this game is why I like Pokemon as much as I do. Granted, I have a bunch of like history as a kid with it, but it's honestly because of Pokemon Y that I am back into it as much as I am now. Obviously,
Pokemon, why did you leave me?
Obviously, I talked about Halo 3 and why that's important to me, but mostly it's because of friendship, and it made me realize what I like. So Fall Out Boy from Under the Cork Tree. This is like the definition of the music that I like, I guess. I like punk rock kind of stuff, but I also don't like it to always be punk rock. And Fall Out Boy kind of has that vibe to it, where it's punk rock, but it's also kind of pop a little bit. That said, I really, really like this album. I like every single song on the album. It's one of those I can just listen straight through and just have a good time with it. It was really one of the first albums that I realized I could do that with. There was others on there. There was others in my left that I thought about putting on, like Swing Swing by All American Rejects or something like that. But when I would go back in my mind, From Under the Cork Tree was always the album that when people would ask the question, what album would you take on a desert island or whatever, that was the album I'd always pick, and it's because of those reasons.
There's there's this album. I don't know what it was, but it was like early to mid 2000s. There was a lot of punk, like pop, like punk rock bands or like pop punk bands that would do these really long song titles.
Yeah.
So like this, so there's like Where's Your Boy Tonight? There's like all these long song titles, but also there's I'm thinking like Panic at the Disco, like their Memories, whatever it's called, like Fever You Can't Sweat Out. I think they have like a bunch of long titles, but I'm also thinking of there's so it's called Say Anything is the band.
Oh yeah.
So they have they have an album too. I forgot what the name is, but it's still the same thing. I don't know what it was, but it's
Mayday
like all these
Parade
bands.
does it too.
Huh?
Mayday Parade does that too.
So it's like all these bands had these long freaking titles, and it was the cool thing to do, I guess.
Yeah, this
that's
album
why
was
I thought.
of it.
That's what I thought. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, this album, it's like a little less 16 candles, a little bit more Love and Me or something like that's one of them. It's something like that.
That's a song title, yeah.
Yeah, and then this is also on a Dance. I mean, that's short, obviously, but Sugar We're Going Down. That's a kind of a longer title.
Sure, yeah.
I
think it's cool though.
All the gin and joints
kind
of the world or something like that.
It's kind of a thing.
Yeah, it was definitely a thing for sure. But I really like that album, and I always go back to it. I go back to it still. So this video specifically was probably the video that got me into content creation. The Modern Warfare 2 Nuke Busters Episode 1 by PS3 House MDPL. That's how I know him. His YouTube name currently is Very Nice Person. That's why I put that into there too. But specifically this video, hunting the nuke boosters, I don't know, it was just super fun and exciting. And I watched this video like when I was like 11 or 12. And
Is it still on YouTube?
Oh yeah, you can still watch it on YouTube. And I watched this. This was the thumbnail too. That's why I had to add the words in there because there wasn't much of a thumbnail. It was literally just this picture of Modern Warfare 2. And I didn't want it to be me liking Modern Warfare 2, but me liking the video specifically. But if it wasn't for this video, I really don't think I would have been into YouTube content creation as much as I was, because this inspired me to do some of my own. I did my own like nuke boosting hunting thing on YouTube for a little bit here and there, and I did a couple episodes of that. And really, this was the kickoff for it. I mean, I think I'd have been watching YouTube prior. I mean, how else would I have been recommended this random video on Modern Warfare 2? But without this video, I don't think I would have done any content creation at all. All right, Steins Gate is the anime that I chose because it's my favorite anime on here. And I feel like I had to have one on here because, I mean, that's the main thing I do nowadays. But Steins Gate's really the thing that broke the camel's back. I would say Avatar definitely has some influence with me liking anime, but Steins Gate's really the one that made me go, dang, this is something that can actually be really dang cool. And the reason I like it so much is just because it hit exactly what I liked when I was in high school, which was time travel and just interesting storytelling with unique characters. And I'd never seen an anime before, really. I think I'd probably watched maybe Attack on Titan or something like that. Maybe Sword Art Online. But when I saw Steins Gate, it was a whole nother world. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. This is what storytelling can be. Like, this, it's insane what people can do with stories and make things kind of work together and connect and stuff. Really, really love Steins Gate still. So the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, while I don't play it anymore, when I was a lot younger, and I think you could probably even vouch for this guy, I was super into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. And by into it, it wasn't me just going to the playground and putting down the monsters with the strongest stars and see who wins. I literally figured out the rules and I played it so much. I built decks and everything.
Dang, you're serious.
Oh, I was super serious.
Well, what's funny about
we only did stars. That's really all we did.
Yeah, what's funny about your trading cards is my dad knew you as the card kid. He always called you the card shop kid because
because that one shop that was by
the little flower
store?
place now.
Yeah.
There was one time we were driving by and you're like, yeah, we should go check that out. It's a card shop. And my dad's just always known you as the card shop kid since then. So it's kind of funny.
Oh no, they left.
So I specifically chose this monster as well. This is Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder. And the reason I chose this because this was the first deck I built that was actually somewhat competitively viable.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this at the time. I literally just saw, hey, these cards could work together by reading the text on them and thought, wow, maybe these could go together. And I put them together and it was kind of doing okay. Come to find out years later, I looked it up online. like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it was actually like a deck, an archetype that some people would actually build, and I was like, that's insane. Like, it probably didn't win any tournaments or anything,
Yeah.
but the fact that people actually built it wasn't just some 12-year-old kid's pipe dream. That made me feel good. It made me feel really good. Actually, I think I was probably 10. Actually, I think it was 4th grade.
So I remember card games. We all get into card games. Like some had Yu-Gi-Oh. Like kids in the back really had Magic Gathering. I remember I bought a Magic Gathering pack, but I couldn't really understand it since it was probably more complex than Yu-Gi-Oh. But
Not
I
to-
remember looking through all the
boy.
Magic the Gathering stuff. Remember there was a Magic the Gathering fighting game. 8 characters from the fighting game. I'm thinking, why didn't Yu-Gi-Oh ever do that? Like just take like Dark Magician Girl versus
Spit it out.
freaking Dark
Celtic Knight.
Magician,
Celtic Warrior.
Knight, Celtic Warrior, and they just fight
Celtic
each
Guardian.
Celtic Guardian. Dang it, that's close.
But yeah, so specifically the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game, I think this is actually what made me a competitive gamer today. I don't think if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have been competitive. Because going back to Halo 3, I didn't really play multiplayer competitive that much. I only played it because Jake played it. Pokemon, like I said, I got into the competitive that, but I think that probably sprang off of playing Yu-Gi-Oh competitive and trying really hard. There's a specific story I remember one time when so like I was saying how I built that one deck, there was another deck I had before that I thought worked out really, really well. I wasn't sure, honestly, 100% about the rules. I probably should have asked somebody if this is how that worked. And it may have not worked this way because when I'd go to these tournaments on Saturday, I remember there was this specific kid that was deaf. And I hated playing against him because there was always obviously that communication barrier. He was like maybe 14, 15, 16, and he couldn't talk really. And I'm a 10-year-old literally not knowing how to talk to people. And so I struggled really bad when I'd play this guy. And I was like,
talked about this before.
I figured I had. And so I did this like strategy and I was like, oh, dang, I can finally do this strategy. Why did it have to be against this kid? Anyway, I tried to do it and he was like, no, that's not how that works. And I was like, are you sure? But I didn't want to say anything because I was 10 and the language barrier, the communication barrier, he knew English, but yeah, it was just a whole ordeal. But honestly, that kind of still sits with me today, obviously. And I look back on that and I'm like, I think I was right.
There should have been judges, though, right?
Oh,
like, like a ref.
it
or
wasn't like
something?
an official tournament. It was literally
No.
just people getting together at a card
library or
store.
something. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was kind of official, but
I'm
not
gonna have to
really.
put a
There's still
pause.
standings.
I would have
I'm gonna
shut
put a
that guy
pause
down.
to what we're doing. The OBS is lagging, and I have no idea how long it's been doing this for. So let's stop the recording and then hit.
What do you mean lagging?
Look, like
It
we'll be
stopped, the
talking.
audio
Yeah,
level
right there.
stops.
The audio stops.
Ooh. Again for you, Zay. I don't know how much you actually use the claps, but just in case you do.
I don't.
I figured you didn't.
Hey, let me give one clap for you.
Yeah, clap those cheeks.
Ugh.
Yeah, let Aang clap those cheeks.
Ugh, Airbender style.
Yeah, he's gonna bend those cheeks, baby.
Ugh.
So he's the master of 5 elements. He's master of all the elements, and then the skin.
Come on,
He was
Earth,
gonna list
Wind,
up, but he
Earth,
couldn't.
Wind, Water, Fire,
And cheeks.
and cheese.
I was trying to get through. I'm gonna list them all. I was trying to
I
get
thought you
through
were
it.
gonna. They just did.
I was trying to get through it and then say that. That's the punchline.
But yeah, that's honestly why I picked all these things. I really think a lot of these have influence on each other, specifically Halo 3, like I said, being the most. That's why I put it in the middle. Because like I said, without Halo 3, all of these things really wouldn't have mattered to me. Like, looking back, I would have liked Zelda, Wind Waker, but like it just would have been a memory. Same with Avatar, probably.
Mhm.
Then Soldier X becoming like the thing that made me like stories in general is why I like Steins Gate, probably.
Why-
And all that.
Why doesn't the I don't remember. I think I remember somewhere they said the band Earth, Wind, and Fire doesn't mention water because the name or something. I can't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Cole.
Let's continue on.
Then I hope Earth, Wind, and Fire is on your list. So you can go into depth about
We're
that.
gonna
Okay.
go to Skies now because it's alphabetical.
Wahoo!
Here's Skies 3x3.
Oh man, if that doesn't just freaking scream me, then I don't know what does. So, just going in order, we've got Lord of the Rings, Halo Combat Evolved, Def Leppard's Hysteria album, Mr. Mister's Kyrie, that song specifically. The Goonies, Ocarina
That song
of Time.
specifically. Don't give a shit about any other song.
It's not true.
Mister.
Not true.
Take these broken wings.
And then we got Ocarina of Time, Goonies, the Mr. Mister, and then we've got Vessel, 21 Pilots' second or third album. I don't know what they consider it, but Vessel.
Its debut.
Yeah, their debut studio album. And then Your Lie in April, which could have been interchangeable with something else. And then Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts, video by Jontron.
That's your favorite one by.
Well,
your favorite videos?
I'll get into it.
Okay.
So, I don't really have a significance of having, well, I guess kind of. We'll just go. So, Lord of the Rings is probably still my favorite movie series of all time, just because I connected with it as a kid and I still connect with it today. It's like the more I watch it, the more I fall in love with it. The characters are great. The overall story is awesome. And the theme that I love the most, the reoccurring theme about Lord of the Rings, is small, average, everyday, ordinary people can do great and amazing things, is like the overarching thing that I've always loved about Lord of the Rings. So that's a good show, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it. You're missing out.
But Elijah Wood, Sky, he isn't normal. He isn't average. He was in Back to the Future, Sky. He's not average.
Well,
What are you
we're talking about Lord
Sky?
of the Rings.
Sky, you're talking about Rudy. He's not average.
I'm talking about Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I still love Lord of the Rings. Probably, yeah, my favorite movies of all time. And then we've got Halo Combat Evolved. Halo, ironically enough, I just did a video on it, so go check that out. But Halo is probably the video game that got me hooked on video games. I think that's the game that solidified my love for video games, similar to like Cole's Halo 3. But specifically, the thing I loved about Halo the most was it was co-op. And it was a game that I could play with my dad. And I played so much Halo with my dad. That's literally all of my memories of Halo, this one specifically, the first one, are tied to playing with my dad. Granted, I played with like Zay and my other cousins, and maybe Thane too, I don't know. But like, I played so much Halo with my dad. I beat that campaign so many freaking times, and I love it. It's still a fun game. You can play it today and still enjoy it. It still holds up.
I had to play Halo CE with him before I could move in. It was like the criteria.
Yeah, Yeah, it was either that or do butt stuff with Thane. So he
That's
chose.
one of the
I
two.
chose Halo CE.
And just so you know, I've never played Halo in my life.
Yeah, it's still probably my favorite game of all time. One of them, anyway. Moving on to Def Leppard's Hysteria album. I fell in love with 80s music specifically, probably. Growing up, my dad always played 80s music, but Def Leppard's Hysteria album was like, it was probably like 5th, 6th grade is when my mom gave me her iPod Nano, and my dad had put the entire Hysteria album on there. And it was one of the first times where music just connected with my soul, where I was like, holy crap. Every song on this album is a banger. And it's got one of my favorite songs of all. Well, no, that's not true. That one's not on this album. But anyway, it's just a good.
Screw that album.
It's a good freaking
yeah, this
album.
album doesn't matter.
You could listen to Hysteria, and every song. There's, like I said, every song on there I think is a banger, but there are a few that I'm like, I kind of hit skip when I come to those. But anyway, yeah, Def Leppard's probably still my favorite band. If you ask any of my family members, they would say Def Leppard, but they've been my love since I was probably like 10. So going down directly below that, we've got Zelda, Ocarina of Time, which this is probably my earliest gaming memory of me not even specifically playing, but watching my uncle and my dad play through this game. We actually have footage. I did a rewind episode on Ocarina of Time where you can see me and Zay sitting in my basement as a kid watching my uncle, who's probably in high school or maybe just graduated, actually beating Ocarina of Time in front of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Have you not seen it?
Yeah,
go check it out. You can go watch that rewind episode I did on Ocarina of Time. It's
I never
really
saw
cool
it.
though. It's it's just a testament to that too, and it's, I guess, living proof that that was probably one of my earliest gaming memories. I still remember when I think my dad got it for me for Christmas. I don't even remember, but anyway, it was like one of those purchases where it's like, I'm too dumb and little to even know how to play this game, but it was really fun to watch, and it's still probably my favorite Zelda game. I don't know, that or Breath of the Wild, but yeah, I love Zelda games. Most of them are bangers. So moving on, we've got the Goonies. Now, the Goonies has a special place in my heart because I think the Goonies is one of the best shows ever. And it's not like it's not like it's an S tier gonna change your life movies, but it's one of those movies that everybody should watch because it's just fun. It's got good characters, it's got a fun story, and I think it's relatable. But it's also probably one of the reasons why I'm fascinated by 80s, just the 80s in general, 80s culture. Yeah, the Goonies. Great, go watch it.
And Samwise is in there too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Which, ironically, Sam is probably, maybe I just love Sean Astin because he's on here twice.
He's tiny on that poster.
He's just straight.
Yeah. And he's also little over here too. I think, was he 13 when they filmed this?
That one?
I'd have been
Has to be.
really young.
Yeah.
Looks just like him.
Also, Josh Brolin, the
No
young.
idea.
Wait,
Yeah,
so if you were-
Thanos is in the Goonies.
If you were to be introduced to his catalog of like movies, so you watch the Goonies first, then you watch Lord of the Rings, like he hasn't aged a bit.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, when Sean Astin was doing Lord of the Rings, he said he had to gain so much weight. He was I think he said before that he did a marathon. He was like 130 pounds. I think he got up to like 180 or 190. Don't quote me on it, but he got fat for Lord of the Rings, and he had to keep the weight on. He kept, in his own words, kept saying he was a fat F. I would look in the mirror, and all I saw was this fat F.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Poor Hobbit.
So moving on, we've got Kyrie by Mr. Mister, which this is my all-time favorite song. It's been my favorite song since I was a little tiny kid. And if you ask my dad and my mom, they would tell me stories of when I was little, I would just say, play Kyrie, just play, and they'd play it on repeat and repeat. I was that kid that would listen to the same song for 7 hours.
Yeah, that's why I have the All-Star song memorized, because you play that every time I rode with you.
Yeah, it's
You
because
would
we
do that. You
had
just
two
kept,
CDs.
you kept
We had
replaying them.
We had
replaying them.
What's that one band? Is it Gwen Stefani? Where it was this
No doubt.
is bananas.
Oh, it's just Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, so
By
it
herself,
was either Gwen
yeah.
Stefani or All Star.
I do remember both of those very well.
Yeah.
Every time Sky just got in the front, he's played the Smash.
That's all we
Mouth.
had. That's all we had. It was either that or freaking Gwen Stefani. Yeah, Kyrie by Mr. Mister. I guess that's not funny. It's not even ironic. But the singer's name is Richard Page. But he's also written tons of music for other bands, and he also did stuff with Michael Jackson, like created music. I need to clarify. Created music with Michael Jackson. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a cool band. And that song is really, really cool. It's been my favorite since I was a little kid. And it's also an 80s song, in case you were wondering.
That artwork gives it
I
away,
like your
though.
music,
Album
Mr.
artwork.
Jackson.
Mr.
Yeah,
Jackson.
totally does.
Yeah.
So moving on, we've got Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, the YouTube video made by JonTron specifically.
And holy shit.
So Thane introduced me to JonTron back. I was probably junior high, wasn't? No, I was probably a little bit. I was probably early high
Can't
school.
believe you guys see. I was just watching it privately on my screw attack videos. Like, then I never understand it. Then one day I was like, "Hey, this one was JonTron."
Yeah, he was. His voice
Yeah.
was like that. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, because Thane had a Game Grumps shirt too, and I'm like, Thane, what is grep? And he's like, oh, it's you Game Grumps. You wouldn't understand it.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that orange shirt. Yeah.
Do you still have
Yeah,
it?
I had the grep shirt. Yeah, I had the grep shirt.
Do you still have it?
I
Did you
think
throw
I
it
still
away?
have it. Yeah.
I never understood that stuff.
What's
yeah,
grep?
Thane's right. I never understood.
Yeah, it was an inside joke on Game Grumps when JonTron was on there.
Yeah.
And there's videos, they said the N-word a lot on those. It's like, I never knew they said the N-word so much.
That's that shirt.
Yikes.
That's why Thane has the grep shirt.
Yikes.
He's such a big fan. He can relate in so many ways.
And then I'm surprised because Barry would censor out the N-word parts. Is like, but then you hear a compilation saying the N-word is like, whoa, what?
They let a few slip.
They let a lot slip.
It's
That's how you get.
It's like a 30-minute long compilation.
It is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
That's how
Oh,
you get
my.
pregnant, guys. If it slips, you get pregnant. All right.
So be careful.
Okay, maybe
Keep
it's
it
not
inside
30
of
minutes,
you.
but it's pretty lengthy. Like probably 15 or something. It's like,
That's okay.
oh.
We're not gonna worry about it.
So from that, I don't think I've seen that video. From that video, he does the.
Yeah. Holy shit.
That's a meme now, dude. I hear it all the time, and all these. I hear it in videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's John.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I hear that.
that's what that's from?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
You hear it too, just in random videos.
Yeah.
Holy yeah, dude, all the time. That makes sense.
But yeah,
That's cool.
I think the video is super funny. It's totally JonTron, and I think this was the first one I can remember ever watching. I think it came out in 2012, so freshman, sophomore year, somewhere around then. And that's kind of like what got me hooked on YouTube too, because prior to that, YouTube for me was I could listen to music and I could watch basketball videos, but that was it. And I guess I would look up walkthroughs on games that I couldn't
So
figure
limited.
out.
He was such a limited man.
Yeah, very limited. But like YouTube for me, that's just what it was. And it wasn't until like JonTron, and then we would hang out with Thane all the time, and he would just slowly. Oh, he opened up my
Everything.
world to YouTube, and that's kind of when I
Everything.
felt. Yeah, I fell in love with YouTube. So I think even because of, I don't know, like we make content now, but I still get inspiration from watching JonTron videos. I think that he's great at what he does.
It's funny because he made fun of me for watching anime, and then I didn't even have to do it. He just watched one episode of Attack on Titan. It's like, I don't know why I watch Attack on Titan, and suddenly his next choice.
So moving on to my next choice, I picked Your Lie in April.
Nice segue thing.
I think.
Nice thing. That's embarrassing to have on the
is.
audio, the video.
By the way,
version.
I
Sorry,
was
guys.
thinking I could just give you the actual like photo if you want to just insert it over.
Oh, that might be nice.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
want to
put
just
it
do
over
that
the
instead
camera?
of even using this, we could just use the camera footage for the whole thing.
Yeah, you'll just have to use the audio still though.
Anyway,
So I picked Your Lie in April. Now I thought about doing Death Note, but even after I watched Death Note, even though it's still probably one of my favorite animes of all time, after I watched Your Lie in April for the first time, I don't know what it was, but it like awakened something within my soul, and I immediately rewatched Your Lie in April right after I just got done watching. It's like 22, 23 episodes long. And I just thought it was awesome. Like, I loved the story. I loved the characters. I love the story it tells. And I love how it wraps everything up. And it's one of those shows that it gives it to you in the first 5 minutes. It slaps you in the face with it, but you just don't know until you watch it all the way through. And then you come back and rewatch the first episode, and you're like, it was right there in front of my face the entire time.
Dang, that's what it's like. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It's a love story. It's like a romance, but like the most they do is hold hands, so it's not like there's any sexual content going on. But
Dang.
what do you mean premarital holding hands in my anime?
yeah, I don't know, man. It's just fun. I want to go back and rewatch it too. So it's a good time, man. It'll make you cry too. Like I've cried at the end of Lord of the Rings, and I cried at the end of Your Lie in April. And I cried after I rewatched the first episode.
I was gonna say I cried when I watched the JonTron video.
No,
To round it out, you know.
Your Lie in April. It's just fun. It's a good story. You guys should just go watch it. It'll make you sad, but it's cool. And finally, I've got 21 Pilots' Vessel album. I believe this came out in 2012. And man, what a time that was. I was just starting high school. I think it was sophomore year.
I'm a freshman.
Yeah, I don't want to get too into it, but like 21, this album, I started listening to it, and the song specifically that got me hooked was Holding On to You. But I remember when I listened to it for the first time, it's like, damn, dude, I have not heard anything that is like this. It was so different from anything that my ears had partaken of up to that point in my life, and it was so good. I just loved it. I loved the lyrics. I felt like the band members, Tyler and Josh, I would watch video after video of them and interviews, and man, I just connected with that band so much, and it was, I don't know, it was almost instant too, where I fell in love with everything that they were doing. I loved everything they stood for, and if it ever comes out that they're bad guys, I'll be sad. I'll be so sad. I'll be so sad.
So don't do it, guys.
Yeah,
Don't do
just
it.
be
do
good,
it.
please.
They got a pretty
please
good
be
track record
guys.
so far. It's been like
Yeah.
over 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
And
just
tomorrow's
it's
just
fun,
some
man.
bad.
I still think I probably have to say it's between Def Leppard or 21 Pilots as one of my favorite bands. I mean, 21 Pilots more recent, but Def Leppard definitely back in junior high era. But yeah, if you guys want to listen to a good album, just with every song and there's just a banger, go listen to Vessel. It is a fun album. And
Nice.
that's me, guys.
That's his 3x3.
That's my nut in a shell of
His
life.
Tree by tree.
It's your ghost in the
That's your
butt.
life in a box.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next up we have Thane's 3x3.
You know what? I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna go down, up, down.
Okay.
So center is Okami, and
Woke Kami?
what?
Woke Kami?
No,
That's
no.
what I heard.
I don't want to get woke. Okay.
You're woke. Kami'd.
All right. Let me start with the corner, the top left corner.
I
It's
recognize a
One
lot
Piece.
of this stuff. I think I recognize all of it.
One Piece.
I don't know what that one in the top right is.
One of the longest, probably the longest running Shonen Jump manga. It hasn't actually. JoJo has run longer by years, but by issues of Weekly Shonen Jump, it's run longer
Why do you like it though? We don't care how long it's ran.
because
You want to know what it means to you.
because the
what it means
thing
to your
is, the
soul.
reason why it's so long, it's been almost 20 years, and the world still somehow the author still knows how to build the world, how to reveal these interesting things. There's so many mysteries, so many characters that we don't know when they're gonna fall into place, and it's still entertaining. Like each chapter just has so much going on, and it's fun. It's just entertaining. Yeah, it feels slow at times, but like when it picks up, it really picks up. And this is probably, I like, this might be a bold statement, but this is probably the most detailed world of any fictional, like without expanded media, like say Star Wars. This is like, as a solo work, this is probably the most expanded world of anything.
That is a bold statement.
And you probably think, well, this book puts every detail. It's like, well, yeah, but this is the world I know that's really expanded, and I really like it. I think I look forward to each chapter because
And it's still
it's
weekly,
fun.
right?
Still weekly. The guy is still Eiichiro Oda. The guy, he's still going. He's probably had the ending stewed up for years, but he just still wants to put stuff in there.
Does that drive you crazy? He probably knows the ending. He's gonna end it someday.
Yeah, and we know where it's gonna end. We know the place where it's gonna end. It's just
He's gonna find
there's
the
taking
One
the
Piece,
long way around.
right?
The long way home.
Gonna find the One Piece, and we know where the One Piece is. It's on Raftel.
Thanks for the spoilers.
It's not really
Yeah, you
spoiler.
spoiled it.
Well,
Jeez.
it's
I'm kidding. I'm
Kind of
kidding.
a spoiler.
How old's the guy?
he's in his. I think he's like in his 40s.
Oh, so he's still kicking. Cool.
Yeah.
He was in his 20s when he started it?
Yeah,
What the crap?
Sounds about right. Most mangakas are pretty dang young.
yeah.
Oh, I thought they
if
were
you
like
want,
older.
if you want to get in, start
I
young.
thought they
A
were
lot
in like
of
their
them.
30s, 40s.
Most of them
So
are pretty
technically, you could start writing your own manga right now, right?
Yeah, I'd have to move
Things
to
already
Japan
past
to
his
learn
prime,
Japanese.
honestly. I
Oh,
think even
shoot.
I would be past my prime. Most of them started like
to write
20.
manga?
Yeah.
They start right
20,
out.
21,
You can
22.
start,
Oh, you
start
can
out
start
of high
anywhere.
school.
You can start anytime, but most of them are like literally right out
You
of
can
high
just
school. like
start
you're
right
saying.
out of high school. Yeah. All right, let's go down one square, and that is Blade Runner. Blade Runner is like probably my favorite science fiction movie, one of my favorite movies, and it's more of like a mystery movie, where the main character Harrison Ford, his character's name is Rick Deckard, like he's on a assignment to kill these last reploids, I think they're called, the replicants, and they're like androids pretty much. And they call him a Blade Runner because he's like, it's a dangerous job. It's like you're running on a blade. Get it?
You
So
wouldn't want to slip.
yeah, you don't want to slip. So he was really good at the job, and like through the movie, you kind of see like he struggles a bit because he's been out of his prime, but he just starts hunting him down, and then the girl who's smoking in the poster, she's also a replicant. I can't remember if they're called reploids or replicants. Anyways, one of the cops, he calls them skin jobs because they're like robots with human skin over them. You know, that sounds a little dirty, but it's like a derogatory term. And and he starts falling in love with her, and she doesn't know she's a replicant until he tells her. And then it goes into the theme of identity, and like pretty deep. It's a pretty deep movie. And you probably start to question what am I like? What am I in life? Am I just a replicant or am I a unicorn? And that's a symbolism. Am I someone unique?
Or do you use someone that gives out skin jobs?
Nice.
Are
Got
you
him.
just a dirty skin job?
Damn.
Got him.
And they have things called a Voight-Kampff test that tests if you're human. Pretty cool. And we go down one more square, and it's
Grips.
Ex-Military by Death Grips. Experimental, hard album. It's like, it's not for everyone, obviously, but when you listen to it, it's just hits different. Like,
I got a fun fact.
what?
Mike Shinoda actually likes Death Grips.
Nice.
Who's Mike Shinoda?
I got another fun fact.
He's in Linkin
Wouldn't
Park.
you know?
Wouldn't you want to know?
Yeah,
Okay, maybe I don't want to know anymore. Screw you guys.
I got another fun
He's
fact.
from Linkin Park.
David
Oh.
Bowie liked Death Grips. And another fun fact, Tilda Swinton and Robert Pattinson collaborated with Death Grips. I'm
They
not
did?
kidding you.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So yeah, this is a pretty well-known band, like at least like more underground, but they've gone around. Like, I think some of their songs have been used. I'm pretty sure there's one time they used a song in BoJack Horseman.
Why
Yeah.
do you like them specific? What did they do
'Cause-
for you?
Yeah, that's the point
Yeah.
of all of these. What did they do for you?
So, what they did for me was like they showed me that like I thought hip hop was kind of all the same. Like, not like they had like different styles, but it's like just speaking. But then this one, like, it takes hip hop and kind of distorts it, and like it makes it feel violent and nasty. Like, so, like, I mean, hip hop's already violent and nasty, but this is a different kind. This is like an exploitive type, and I kind of get a kick out of it. Kind of sounds sick, but it's enjoyable. And
Monster.
Yeah, this
And
guy's a
so-
sick son of a. You
so
can tell
this-
he's a savage.
so
in the
this is
sheets.
actually a mixtape. This is not like a studio album,
Is
but
sadist a good word here?
You- but it has it's the same amount as the as it says, like the same amount of tracks as an album. And one of the songs, like, I know it's probably not the first song you'd show if you want people to get in Death Grips, but everyone always shows for the meme is the one called Guillotine, and he goes like guillotine, yeah, and it's like this like distorted, and he just screams the lyrics, and everyone's like, what the hell am I listening to? But I'm like, it's art, baby. And yeah, like, this is when they were really like at their hardest, and like you kind of go down to the latest album, and like it's like still just experimental, but like it's like doesn't kick the same as the first. But I'll still wait for their newest album, and I'll like bump to it. Be like, guys, new Death Grips, because yeah, it's just something that I vibe with. And some of the songs you can even listen to, and people will be like, hey, this is pretty good.
Itchy.
Like, I can make a tier list of like most listenable to like least listenable. Like, I will admit there are some songs that are like, I don't know about this one. Yeah, but like, yes, like it's yeah, it's just weird music I like. I will bump to it. It's like one of the few artists I come back to. Yeah.
Nice.
So then we go over to the right, and that's Red Dead Redemption, a true open world masterpiece of finely crafted gameplay. It's
Great statement.
just a really damn good game. I really like this game. It takes the best of like spaghetti westerns and just does the most with its influences. It's just so good. I love like the map. I could probably wander around the map and just point out areas to be like, look, there's that cactus I remember. Look, there's that little cabin that I
Where's
killed.
cactus?
There's a little cabin. I killed that guy for the deed.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can just give money to him. Either one. But if you kill him, you go back over and the guy's like, there's blood all over it. Why'd you kill him? And it's like, oh, that's a nice detail. I didn't know that. And like, yeah, like today's standards, like the consequences aren't as like evil as they would like paint it out to be. But like you can brute force your way through the game, or you could try to be a good guy. Like, I mean, the outcome's still the same, but the experience is just fun. I really like the story about, I mean, it's in the title, redemption. How he's trying to redeem himself. The Red Dead part comes from Revolver. It doesn't mean anything really, but I guess like there's a lot of blood and there's a lot of bodies, so Red Dead. Red Dead Revolver was originally a Capcom game, so it's just a wacky Japanese title, so that's why it says Red Dead Redemption. But anyway, but besides that point, it just vibed with me more than Grand Theft Auto. Like Grand Theft Auto was okay, but it couldn't really click. I guess because it's unique, it's different. I mean, yeah, it's a cowboy game, but it was different from the market at the time. There's a lot of like military shooters and crime games. This one was just an open world game that a Western game that tried to be the best Western game on the market. That's what it was, and I really loved it. Going up is probably my favorite game of all time, Okami. I like the feudal Japanese aesthetic. I like the samurais and the shoguns and all that stuff. And Okami is just like the mythology of Japan. You're just wandering as a dog, and it's different. Some people who look at it say it looks really beautiful on the surface, but then people play, it's like, oh, it's just a Zelda clone. It's like, not really. I mean, yeah, it's got kind of the Zelda formula, but it does something so different from everything else. And it's just really fun. Like, surprisingly, the gameplay part isn't that fun. It's pretty easy. Like, the game is easy, but it's like the exploration and the adventure. Like feeding the animals, blooming all those those evil trees, like just painting over stuff, like doing all the little mini stuff and seeing all these wacky characters. The world is alive. Like the world is more alive than any other game I've played, and for the PS2 it was like pretty good. Even like remastered on like PS4, Xbox One, the game still looks good. It just is just a beautiful game, no matter how far you go forward in time. Like, it's timeless, and I like it. It also has a lot of weird stuff, which I love. All right, so going up, we got Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I could have picked Gurren Lagann if I thought about it, but this one, I watched the first Fullmetal Alchemist and Brotherhood after watching a bunch of other anime. Like, in middle school, like, I found, oh man, you could watch anime online, and I even know what's called anime. That's where the internet, I found out people called it anime, and it's like, I was just calling it Japanese cartoons my whole life. In fact, like on Toonami, they said the greatest action show of all time, Dragon Ball Z. It's like, yeah, but like, yeah, like I was watching anime, and it's like, wow, I didn't know there's so much of it online, like outside of Toonami and Adult Swim. And then after, like, I think Soul Eater, after I watched that one, I started watching Full Metal Alchemist, because they had a bunch of free ones on YouTube when Funimation was probably it. And I was just blown away by Full Metal Alchemist 1. And I liked a lot of it. In fact, I like some parts over Brotherhood, but it was Brotherhood that, like, showed me this full story. This full, like, that could be an epic, and and I like both of them pretty well. Like, I mean, obviously, if you're gonna say which one should I watch, you probably watch Brotherhood. But even then, like Fullmetal Alchemist 1, it's still quality. But yeah, but Brotherhood is like one of the best put together stories ever, and the ending is just satisfying. Like the whole conclusion, everything just comes together so nicely, and the themes of Brotherhood is treated so well, and it's just a satisfying anime, and it's also like the camera went off, but it makes you like it also has like themes of like
die.
everyone with like this power can like also destroy everybody's happiness or something. I don't know. I can't really make analogies out of the alchemy, but yeah, bad guys do some bad stuff with it, and that's where I'm gonna leave Brotherhood. And then we got Lion King. I will never forgive Disney for what they did
I haven't seen it yet.
to
So
Lion King. I haven't seen it either, but but just because they made a live action show out of all the other live action remakes, I've never really liked the idea of them just taking all old Disney movies that aren't even that old, just remaking them. I could care less for them. The
Is it a
fact they
cash
did
grab?
it's a cash grab hard, and the fact they did it to Lion King, I hate them for it. But Lion King is my favorite movie growing up. I love it. I still love it. I could probably pop it in and be like, I love this movie. It's just timeless. It's based off, I didn't even know Swinsinger is based off Shakespeare's Hamlet. It's like, and Hamlet's one of the best Shakespeare plays. But it's a good movie. It's got a score by Hans Zimmer. How do you not like scores by Hans Zimmer?
That's true.
for Elton John.
Yeah, Elton John did the music. And I just really like Lion King. It's like Disney during their Disney, like, I wouldn't say, I guess not their prime. Like the 90s definitely had some bangers for Disney, and I think, yeah, this one's just my favorite. I love the Lion King, and to remember who you are. Also a good redemption story, and the protagonist is an animal. Trying to connect it. I haven't been good connecting it.
With your life?
What?
With your life?
I guess. Yeah.
Because the idea is to tell why they mean something to you.
I guess.
I think you've been doing a good job
Is
of that.
Simba your
eventually.
spirit animal thing? Is that what you're trying to say?
In a
I
roundabout
guess.
way.
Best Ferris Bueller sequel, 10 out of 10. Then we got The Mollusk by Ween. Ween is like another experimental, but for their first 3 albums were just them kind of screwing around, making weird music. This one, they were actually like also doing like serious attempts at music. Like their previous album, they kind of like made like a genre spoof of country with 12 golden country hits. But then they came back to their like just their psychedelic. It's not even just psychedelic. It's like kind of a whole bunch of genres for this one, and there's a lot of bangers on this. They like in the previous albums, like they were kind of like goofing around, but they really showed their musical talent here, and where I kind of, I think, first heard Ocean Man was the SpongeBob movie, and I even know it was Ween, but I really like that song at the end. It's like, wow, what is this song?
It's in the SpongeBob movie.
What is this song?
It's like, this is cool, and I figured it was Ween, and And then years later, listening to him, it's like this stuff's right up my alley. Like they also did the SpongeBob song, the How to Tie Your Shoes. It's like that's
Do the
weird.
loop,
Yeah.
loop and pole.
yeah.
I know
Looking
that.
Cool.
And it kind of helped me how to tie my shoes. Cause really having trouble tying my shoes. Not really.
So because weed, you
They
know
were
how to
struggling. At 17, they had
Yeah.
Velcro shoes up until 17.
Got them light up Skechers.
You know what? Velcro shoes are easier to wear. Like everyone's like, you know how to tie shoes. It's like,
Look at it. He's looking to push for Velcro.
yeah, because they're just like,
all right.
Just buy slip-ons.
Hold up. Velcro Heelys. Come on. That's what
Yeah.
we really need.
yeah. Actually, I think they just made it better with like the slip-ons.
I think I like slip-ons better than
Yeah.
Velcro. But
yeah.
hey, my mom would never buy me
Hey,
Velcro.
you
I was that
you gotta
kid.
strap them on good.
I was that
You
kid
got
that
Heelys.
complained because I didn't get Velcro. All the kids are like, yeah, I got Velcro. I could just slap them on. I'm over here trying to freaking do my bunny ears.
Like, I don't know how to do this.
Like, God dang it, Mom. Just
Teacher,
buy me
help
the
me.
Skechers. I want the Skechers. They light up. They're cool. I'm faster in them. Please.
Anyways,
The fast shoes. I remember that.
anyways, Ween's
Having
always just
fast
been a
shoes.
different band, and they never really found breakout success. I mean, they still do live shows and everything, but
But they're very popular, though.
yeah, they're pretty popular with more like, well, they're more underground, but they're still like people, like some people like know about them, like South Park guys, like Steven Hilbert, Chris SpongeBob, obviously he likes them, and yeah, I like different stuff, and this one's just different, and I don't think there will ever be another band like Ween, and
Steel
and
Panther.
that's more, well, anyone can do spoofs on heavy metal, but
But
yeah,
can they show tits on a live show? Like Steel
A
Panther
lot.
can.
a lot of people have.
Yeah, haven't you watched the Super Bowl, Sky?
Rob
Yeah,
Zombie?
you're right.
Rob Zombie did a music video where they were just flashing tits. So
the guy
yeah.
that goes, blurred lines, you know I need it.
No, that's Justin
I got these
Timberlake.
blurred lines. Robin Thicke. He has boobs.
Gonna have you naked by the end of the song.
That's a different song.
Yeah.
Different song, different.
Janet Jackson costed.
I already said Janet Jackson in a roundabout way. You can't steal that one.
Cost NBC $1 million.
He's still going. Make him stop. I got the joke.
No, he's
first.
explaining why Janet Jackson's nudity meant a lot to him. He's
Mm.
explaining.
my
No,
God.
that's not in his 3x3. I won't allow it.
They would have.
He's like, the first time I saw a tit.
They would if you would have just surprised him and just put boobs, just different kind of colors and like shapes of boobs, just in like
Nice.
your 3x3. That'd been hilarious.
Or I just give him the Drake album, the what's it called? Pretty
Certified lover boy.
Certified Lover Boy. It's
Yeah.
like, here's my 3x3. It's like, what is this garbage?
It would have fit because there's
Yeah.
that many.
Yeah, I like alternative stuff, and Ween fits my niche. And then speaking of alternative stuff, we go down one more. Tim and Eric's awesome show, great job. You know what? This show can just like, people know I like weird stuff. This show just fits all those niches. Like, a lot of people don't like this show, but they apparently like other Adult Swim shows like Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Squidbillies, and I'm like,
The Eric Andre Show.
yeah, and they love the Eric Andre show, but then some people in the same vein will be like, ew, Tim and Eric. It's like, why? Tim and Eric is literally like,
It's the same style.
yeah,
like,
it's
just
Adult
weird.
Swim's
weird
alternative
stuff.
airing. This is
Yeah.
like, Adult Swim was still was like, Fox was like counterculture in the 90s. Adult Swim was counterculture in like the 2000s. Like, it did, like, this show, one of these shows just did stuff on TV so different. They couldn't even air it on prime time because no one would. They had to air it late night when most people were asleep, and only like college kids getting stoned were watching it. Me, I watched it, and it's
12-year-old Thane watched
Changed his
Yeah.
life.
it's
He just stay
Stone
up.
college kid.
art.
Stone 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, Scooby
I
Doo
didn't
ends.
watch it.
Scooby Doo ends, and then it shows the Adult Swim like sign and sound. It's like, oh no,
yeah,
It's
that's
like
when
his
you're like,
game of
I gotta
guys, we
go
gotta
to
get out
bed.
of here, guys. We're gonna get in trouble.
No, surprisingly, when I was younger, I just watched a lot of Family Guy on Adult Swim because then I'd fall asleep before like the real raunchy stuff started coming on. But this show, after I watched a bunch of it because each episode was like 10 minutes long. Because like the block is like only 15 minutes. Like they had 15-minute shows. And then like the actual episode would be 10 minutes. Then they do a commercial break. They do another 10-minute show and stuff. Sometimes they do 30-minute. Like, yeah, this is just one of the shows that like after watching it, I wanted to watch a bunch of other Adult Swim stuff.
I won't lie, when you told me this one, I didn't know what it was, so I Googled it, and I just thought it was like one of those movies, like that one with guy that's in the Matrix, Keanu Reeves. What's that one?
Keanu.
What's Keanu Reeves
Keanu?
like in the
Bill and
80s?
Ted's Excellent
Yeah,
Adventure.
I thought it was like a Bill and Ted kind of show just by looking at the pictures. I thought it was a
What?
movie. I thought it
Not
was a
even
movie.
close.
I literally had no idea.
Well, they
I
did
just-
make a movie called Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie, but a lot of people thought it was like a episode that was
Yeah.
stretched too long.
And so I had this picture in the thing, and things like, what's that? I'm like, that's this Tim and Eric thing that you said. And he's like, I had no idea. He's picking different pictures. I picked that one instead.
Yeah,
Isn't
because
this in the same vein as like The Whitest Kid You Know, stuff like that?
not
Skit
really.
based?
Like this one's like
These-
way
thi-
more.
This stuff is more like Eric Andre.
Yeah.
Just the
Oh.
wacky like
This one's-
animations and like just random
And even
stuff.
and,
Stuff that
like-
makes no sense. Whitest
yeah.
Kids, is like an actual like they do skits. They don't do
Yeah,
like animations.
they're like more edgy. These guys are like even
Just weird.
even Eric Andre is tame in comparison to Tim and Eric because like there's like no rhyme or reason. Just suddenly you'll just see a random sketch, be like, well, that was the sketch, and it's like, yeah, and like it. I love for it. I appreciate it. It's like it's why I like shit posts so much on the internet. I grew up with YouTube poops.
So basically, these guys are the reason why you like VTubers. Dang it.
Well, that's a different reason, but you know
I
what?
guess we should
Well, okay.
cross this
Oh,
out.
so that's a question real quick before we move to Zays then. What would one of these things lead you into VTubers then?
Probably anime.
Just anime in
Yeah,
general?
just the anime in
Okay.
general. And like I should have put like something internet based, but like Tim and Eric kind of like is a meme. Like you see a bunch of memes about them, and that's kind of like a
estate.
Knowing now that this
Just like
was
that.
supposed to be more about like,
Just like that.
why you are what you are because you didn't read the thing. You did the TLDR thing that I told you not to do, you dumb little
Yeah.
boy. Made me so sad. Would you replace one of these with an internet meme thingy? That
probably.
You're saying?
I didn't know.
What would you replace, I guess? What would be the thing you take
Probably
out?
Mick rolled.
Who's Mick rolled?
It's that It's like that Ronald McDonald Japanese one where it's like.
I felt dumb for watching that.
I
I
watched-
watched like
It
10
is.
minutes or something.
What would
Yeah.
you replace that for?
Ugh,
Just curious.
That's horrible. I remember watching.
Probably
like,
Tim and
no.
Eric.
You get rid of that one?
I love Tim and Eric, but probably switch that one out.
All right.
And yeah, this one's a little random, but I identifies with it.
Okay. Let's move on
It's
to
experimental.
Let's move on to Zay's 3x3 now.
I feel
Thing, yours was
redeemed.
incredibly long.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
hurry.
things
I'm
was just a
sorry.
synopsis of every single thing on there.
Daddy's
was
gonna
like
hurry through.
40 minutes of things.
All right, here
Daddy's
we go.
gonna hurry through. All right, so we're gonna start. I'm gonna start different. I'm gonna start bottom right. Did Thane do bottom right? All right.
You
No,
did.
we
You
did
went.
top-
Did
top
you?
left.
You
Okay,
could
so
go
I'm
like in the circle and in the middle. I don't know.
So to kind of preface it, a lot of mine are like I didn't do like because I still love all these things, but I did a lot of like nostalgia, kind of like growing up sort of things. That's what a lot of these are, or all of them are basically. So let's see. So whose line is it anyway? I mean, everyone. I mean, you guys all know I still watch it to this day, but like.
Yeah.
It's growing up is one of those shows that like my mom watched and like it was just on TV and like we also watched like Drew Carey, like we watched his Drew Carey show, like it was just on.
All the chicks with
Like
the
it's just
crimson
fun.
lips.
Like it's just one of my like favorite things, and to this day comedy is like one of my favorite things, but like improv comedy, just to be able to think on your feet and do it, like I love that aspect of like being able to like just be so quick and like witty with things. It's so much fun to me to watch that, and like people are actually really good at it. Yeah.
Have you ever wanted
totally.
to do it? Be like improv.
Oh, I've thought about it, like
Yeah.
doing it, but like I think like comedy in general, that, but also like stand-up comedy, it'd be like a nightmare for me. I think it'd be a nightmare because like
Well, if you say a joke that doesn't land, everyone's just like, F yeah.
you know how bad it is when you say something like on the stream or like just like anywhere, like just even like like in the Discord,
And
it's like
nobody-
doesn't land and no one
yeah.
says anything.
Just like,
Feels
Like that's just a
what?
tiny taste of it. So
It
it's
kinda
like,
hurts a little
Feel
bit.
or let's say you're with a
cringe.
bunch of people and you say something,
Yeah.
and it's like people you know, and it's not even that good. It's like.
or you get a few.
yeah, you get the
Yeah, it's
pity
like
laugh.
the nice laughs. Like stand-up comedy, man, would be like, I feel like that would be. It's like you have two options. It's like either you're good or you're not. Like you can't hide. You can't hide not being good up on a stage.
Yeah.
You just really can't. That's what I love about it, though. Is like, and like that's. I mean, maybe that's part of the fear why I don't want to like do it. But like, I love comedy, man. Instead, this is one of those things that got me into it, like big time. I love Whose Line Is It Anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna go left. So sports. This is like a new one. I've never seen this. Cole just put it on there, but sports. So Sports Illustrated Kids. My
You wanted
mom.
the old logo.
That's Kristaps Porzingis. He's a new player. I'm
Like,
just
this
saying,
is a new-
Oh,
review.
really?
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is a new
Oh,
issue.
I just
Yeah.
remember like seeing that same like logo and stuff when I was like in school.
Yeah, because it's been around that
Yeah.
long. So like I
know
remember
that was a new guy.
my mom. I don't know if she did it through like Scholastic or whatever, but I would get like a magazine every
You
month.
actually had the subscription.
Yeah, my mom did it for me.
Wow,
She
that's
knew
cool.
because I liked it. So I'm like, can I do this? And she got me like a gift or
I
something.
had a Boys Life subscription.
What's Boys Life?
It was-
That's
Scouting
That was a weird
magazine.
thing.
Oh, Scouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember reading this.
weird.
I remember reading Sports Illustrated in school though when I thought I liked sports, and I was like, "Wow, this is so cool! I'm into this sports world."
And what's cool about it though is like it wasn't like so it's kids. So it's
Yeah.
like it wasn't like it's still interesting, you know?
It did both. It
So
did
they-
like adult sports and actually just kids around the world doing stuff
Yeah.
too.
So like so I'd get it every month. So
Yeah.
like one thing I loved about it is like they had like this little animated like figure, like I don't know what his name is, but he's kind of like the face of it.
like
So
Flat Stanley.
he'd pop up in the magazine and like you had to like so part of it too would be like find the guy in this picture
Oh,
on the
yeah,
page.
yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
you have to like look for him and
Where's
stuff where he's
Waldo?
hiding. Like it's just a fun stuff like that for kids. But like so I'd get that every month, yeah, and I loved it. That's why I like because I was like naturally I was into sports because like I don't know just played them and stuff. But that's how I learned more about stuff is like through that. So yeah, I loved getting Sports Illustrated every month, and they had like these cutout cards. So it's almost like trading cards, but they're like
I
the
remember
page.
those.
So it's like a page of them.
Yeah.
And you just get different ones every month. I remember I just cut them out and then fold them up and like I just collect them and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That was so cool.
those are cool.
Yeah, I loved that. It's just a magazine, man. It was a lot of fun. The next one is just Donkey Kong Country. My mom had a SNES, so like I grew up with that. That's like the first console I ever remember playing. Really, that's all. Like that's what we had. Like I remember she had one, and like we still have it, but like I just play that.
Yeah, it's
All the
sitting right
time,
over
dude.
there.
Got the same one?
Same
Yeah,
console.
same one.
Wow.
Same controllers, same everything. I would just play that. Like that's all so it's like that there's a few games like but this one like I just have so many memories like just playing through it. And like I get stuck on some levels, but as I got older, I'd be able to like get past them. So it's like
cool.
I like progressed as I got older cuz like I would figure it out.
Yeah.
There's some bosses or levels you just don't know how to like pass, but yeah, I love that game. To this day, I'll still every once in a while I'll still play through it and just beat the whole game cuz it's so much fun. Yeah, I feel like that's one of my earliest like why I got
freaks
into
with
gaming.
it.
Yeah, it's easily one of the things I can point to is like why I got like I like video games. I got into it. This next one is I'll go up. It's called Mouse Hunt. It's this comedy movie from like the 90s. So it actually has Christopher Walken. It actually just has a bunch of like just random characters, but it's about these two guys. The story is like these two guys. They inherit like this house, and it's like this old mansion, and it's like broken down. But they plan on like remodeling it and selling it because they're like just broke. But there's like this mouse that lives in it, and this mouse is like super smart.
I've
So, like,
actually seen this movie.
So the whole
yeah.
movie is about these two. They're trying to kill this mouse because it just bothers them, but they're just idiots. So it's almost like the Three Stooges, like the comedic, like physical comedy, like they're smacking each other and like doing all these stupid things. But this mouse just outsmarts them in every aspect, and
Would
just
there be
like
a ton of
hurts
mice
them and
living
stuff.
in the house?
no, there's only
Just
there's
one
only
smart
one.
one. He's the alpha.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really is.
He
'cause,
killed
like,
all the other ones.
It's like he outsmarts him in every way. But like my mom got me into this movie too. But,
Is it
I
like
remember-
Home Alone but with a mouse?
Basically, it's like
Kinda,
that
yeah.
comedic. Like there's some adult elements to it. Like there's like some sexual things. I just didn't get that when I was a kid. But like, it's definitely like that wacky like Home Alone vibe sort of. It's like there's a lot of like there's this point like where they set up a bunch of mouse traps and like the mouse like somehow like they get stuck on the side of like where they can't like avoid the mouse. They said like it's like thousands of them. And they set them out and this mouse like he trips them so they all like release and they catch these like the guys get stuck in the traps like traps all over their faces and hands and like it's so much fun. It's just a funny movie, but it's another one of those things. It's similar to like the comedic element of Whose Line Is It Anyway? Like it's just that comedic like what like the comedic part of it. Like that's what still one of my favorite movies to this day. I'll go up. So Jackass, I remember watching it as like a kid with my dad.
So pause real quick. Did you mean the movie or the TV show?
So I would say both. That's
Okay, that's the movie
Yeah,
poster,
that's
yeah.
the movie. But like I remember like as a kid I would watch Jackass the show, like the TV show with my dad. And then cuz it's just like physical comedy. It's just so much fun, but also the guys were fun too, like all the personalities and just the stupid stunts they would do. But I remember if there was ever like a really like weird one like something with like they're naked or like they're doing stuff with like they're just gross stuff, like my dad would like either like make me leave the room or like just like I couldn't watch it, but then I could come back for other like like other stunts. But it was just a lot of
That's funny.
fun. Yeah. It's part of like the nostalgia, but also just that that comedy. I got into it really early. I love comedic things. The next one is Flubber with Robin Williams. Another one of those movies my mom got me into. Just from the 90s, just growing up, just a bunch of those movies that I don't know, you watch and then like you kind of get attached and you just watch them on replay. Like this is one of those ones that like if I were to watch, I haven't watched it in a long time, but if I were to watch it again, just all these memories cuz like it's one of those movies that you just get attached to and stuff. So it's comedic thing too. Robin Williams is a genius, I think, and I don't know, it's the comedy. It's just a good movie in my opinion. But these music ones are kind of newer. I'd say they're like the most recent. So these two. So the one on the right is called it's 808s and Heartbreaks by Kanye West. It was probably like junior high when he released this, so it's probably like 2008. But so I really like Kanye West, but like this album in general is like one of the albums that like kind of helped me like form my music opinion on things. It's like really experimental. It's very different than like things that were out at the time. And even to this day, it's like one of those albums that helped like this is one of those albums that influenced like Drake. So it's like Drake became like what he is because of this album, but so did a lot of other artists. So it's like one of those albums that people kind of refer to as like, oh, I can see how this guy got his style, So it's just very, very cool as far as like music goes. And then the middle one it's Kid Cudi. It's Man on the Moon 2. It's one I listened to in high school. Probably came out like 2010 or 11. Same thing. Just kind of like it's hip hop. They're both hip hop, but it's very like experimental and not necessarily like hip hop you'd expect, like or it was like normal. So those two albums were very like I don't know, kind of opened my mind up as far as like music, like experimentation and what you can do. So I mean, of course, I love rap and hip hop and like just rhyming, and I love all of it. But like this is what like opened me up to like the experimental like music aspect, and I thought that was really cool. So to this day, those are still two of my favorite albums. And then the movie on the right is called Thelma and Louise. There's another one I watch with my mom. A lot of these are attached to like just things I watch with my parents, but that movie it's almost like I don't know. It's like they're kind of like it's almost like Bonnie and Clyde, but they're two chicks. So it's like they're just committing crimes and they're just having fun. And the ending's really cool too. It's just a good film, I think. So I have a lot of memories attached to that movie with watching it like it. So yeah.
Nice. Thanks, guys. One of my favorite parts about going over these and when I was making these all was that, like, just looking at them, just glancing at them, for a fact who it is instantly. That's what I really liked about making these. I was like, oh, yeah, this is clearly Skylar. Wow, that's definitely Thane and clearly Zay. And obviously Cole. I just thought it was unique how it was pretty clear to see who was who just by looking at these. And that was what I was really going for. And that's why I wanted to do it. That way, if we ever wanted to, people wanted to know our tastes on things, we could always point them to this podcast where they would know like the basis of our tastes and where our tastes, I guess, branched out from.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll continue to evolve. Maybe in 5 years we could do another one.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I think we could definitely do it. Like, for example, like on mine, I also had Persona 5 Royal on here at one point, but I ended up deleting it for something else. But, like, that was a very recent game that really started shaping my opinions on some games. I just didn't keep it up there. It was definitely an honorable mention, I guess. I could have left it on there, but...
But even if we were to do another 3x3, I think all of us could fill it in with different
things. You could totally
things.
fill it in with different
And then have
things.
completely different reasons why you like that.
Well, I
without
think
a
what we
doubt.
could do in the future even is we could do, like, movies, TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
Specific,
So
if we
that's
try to
that's
like
what
nail it down.
most people do. Most people that do 3x3s do specifically go for something. They go for movies, TV shows, animes.
I think
music,
it'd be
all that
fun.
stuff.
It'd be fun to do a movie one. I think that'd be real.
I think that'd be a good idea too. I think that'd be fun.
But that's why I wanted to do a broad one, just with all the different things that made up what we like, I guess, our entertainment preferences, just so that we could get a little bit of everything. But if we want to, we obviously can go into doing more specific categories, I guess. But that's it for today's episode of the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. It's quite a long one. I figured it was going to go for quite a while. I probably should have not done both of the snacks, but because I was like 20 minutes has in itself.
I think Thane's took 40 minutes. Thane's legit took 40 minutes.
His little
Did it? Were you
synopses.
watching?
Yeah. I think it
Jeez.
took 40 minutes.
Mine was like 10, maybe 10, 15.
Well, thank you guys again. We hope you guys have enjoyed. We will see you next week. That's not the Patreon stuff yet. No, it's halfway through the month. We'll see you guys in the next one. Zaire hosting, I believe.
Yep. Next
And
one.
then after that, it's Community Day, so start thinking of questions to ask us. We appreciate you guys, and as always, keep it rad.
Bye.